Hello, this is Teresa. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a snowflake or star decoration. Now off camera I took a 6x12 piece of Rinea foiled paper, and this is the glossy silver and gold paper. I cut it in half down lengthwise, and then I cut 8 squares that are 3 inches each. So out of a 6x12 sheet you can get 8 squares, but you only need 6 to make this decoration. And what I'm showing you right now is one of the squares that I'd previously cut, and I'm showing you what the wrong way is to do it, and then I'll show you the right way to do it. So this is what it looks like if you cut it wrong versus the one that I'm holding now, which is the right way to cut it. So the difference is basically the way that you're holding this when you're doing the cuts. So I'm going to put this purple and gold glossy square down here so I can refer to it whenever I'm starting to do the cuts on my squares that I'm about to turn into triangles. So as you can see, I'm going to fold each one of these squares into a triangle and then a second time into a smaller triangle. I will fold half of these with the gold part facing out and half of them with the silver part facing out, and then I will cut them so that I have the 2 slits as shown in that previous example. So now I'm just doing this with the silver side out, and then I'll fold the rest of them off of camera before I start to do the cutting process. So I'm grabbing a pair of scissors, and I'm going to make sure that I'm holding the triangle in the correct position, and then I'm going to snip in that first cut, and I want to get it pretty close there to the edge, so I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch away from the edge up at the top, and then I'm cutting the second cut in. I don't have to go as close as I did on the first one. If you did, it's not a big deal one way or the other. So now I'm just checking that I have my orientation correct on my second piece before I start cutting it, and again I will cut about a 1/4 inch from the edge on the first one, and then I make the second cut, and I don't have to go as close on that one. And I'll repeat this process on the remaining squares until I have 6 of these, and then I'll unfold each one of them in order to do the next part. And I'm going to be using these glue dots in order to glue the pieces together as I work on this, and these are really good for the foil. They were easy to get off the roll, and I didn't have to expend a lot of effort to remove them, so I highly recommend these for this process. I'm taking an object like a small marker or pencil, and I'm going to fold in those 2 inner cuts over the pencil, and what I'm going to do is add a glue dot on one edge of it so that I can glue the other side over top of it. So this will make total sense in a minute. So I'm sticking the foil to the glue dot. I have that in place, and then I'm going to fold over the foil, and now it's stuck in place. I will remove the pen or pencil in a moment, but before I do that, I'm going to take the outermost cut, and I'm going to do something similar, except obviously I don't have a big pencil in the middle to stick it around, but I'm going to attach a glue dot, and I'm going to use my fingers to encourage the foil to curve around in as rounded of a shape as I can get it, and then I'm going to overlap the ends together in order to line them up so I have each point meeting on the opposite side. And then what I'll do is curve the remaining part on the opposite side in the opposite direction, and I'll add a glue dot, of course, to one end in order to glue those pieces together. And that is literally all there is to creating each of these pieces. And what you would do is create 5 more just like this one, and then you're going to put all of them together into the star or snowflake formation. And I just have to take a moment to stop and admire how pretty the silver and gold looks. When you look at this from the side, then you get more of a picture of what it's going to look like, because you can see both the colors very well. And because I'm swapping the colors on each one of these, then it's going to make a very interesting final star, or snowflake. So now you can see all 6 of the finished pieces, and like I pointed out, I alternated them. I mean, you don't have to do this. You could put them all the same way, or you could alternate them like I've done, or you can use some of the other foils like the Starstruck foils in the collection that are the same color on both sides. That's totally up to you what you want to do. But I'm again using the glue dots, and I'm putting one at the very bottom of the end before attaching the next one. So I'm just going to use that glue dot. I'm going to add it towards the bottom at that point that's sticking out right there. I'm going to lift it off, and then I'm going to press it into the base, and I'll just keep doing the same thing until I've made it all the way around, or at least until I get to the very last piece, and then I do that one slightly differently. And I'll speed this up slightly as I add the last 2 pieces. The difference is when I get to the very last one, I'm going to add the glue dot to the base just like I've done every other one, but instead of putting it on the left-hand side going around like I'm doing exactly right now, I'm going to glue that base of the very last piece on the opposite side, and that is the completed project. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, I hope you'll leave me a comment or a thumbs up, and I'll leave links here at the end to some additional videos if you're interested in watching them. Thank you. See you again next time.